Natalie Kulka. She's a singer-songwriter originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Natalie's been writing songs and performing since she was 13 years old. Has been involved in the St. Pete music scene for the last 3 years after moving here from New Orleans, which we'll talk to her a little bit about. Natalie's released several singles, including her most recent, Would We Be Hanging Out, Grandpa's Song, which was produced by Pete Cladd of Candlebox. Most recently, Natalie's been focusing on collaborating with other local musicians to create a Songwriters Round event that's promoting and sharing original music in St. Pete. Welcome, Natalie.
Thank you so much for having me.
So what do you have for us first today?
This first song is called My Old Neighborhood. I wrote it with a friend, Jenna Hunt's back in New Orleans before I moved here to St. Pete. And it's kind of my love letter to New Orleans, I guess. But I tried to write it in a way that it would be applicable to anyone who is kind of nostalgic about leaving a place before they actually leave it, and kind of wondering what that feeling would be like. I miss this old neighborhood with crooked sidewalks and potholes. I drive over to get home. I'll miss the creaky steps to my apartment and the girl next door's name that I don't know. I'll miss that clear estuary, all the quiet morning walks where I take you and we talk about getting out of here. Oh, I'll miss this old neighborhood when I'm all alone in Baton Rouge, and I'll miss you. I'll miss this old neighborhood, the red and white State College down the road from Fairfield Drive. I'll miss my morning coffee from Miss Josie, making small talk at the grocery down the street. I'll miss New Orleans when it rains, all the fields of sugar cane, and our spot down by the lake when we make it out of here. Oh, I'll miss this old neighborhood when I'm off chasing dreams in Tennessee. I'll miss the old me. I'm at my new apartment. It's much nicer than the old, but these walls get kinda lonely and my voice just echoes back at me. I miss the feeling of the home that we kept, our bare feet on the deck. I miss pretending we weren't growing up just yet. Oh, I miss my old neighborhood. I miss that that lakefront dive. I'll miss my old neighborhood and everything I thought it could be. 'Cause now it's just a story. Oh, now it's just a story, and I miss you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a lovely song, and I think it really hits the kernel of nostalgia and memory and all of that. Nicely done.
Thank you.
I see that it's a co-write, and it's something that I'd like to talk to you a little bit about. I don't think there's as much co-writing happening here. There's a lot of songwriting being done, but Nashville has a particular kind of co-writing culture, I think. And it seems to be that maybe you tapped into that a little bit, and I see some of your songs are co-writes. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that process for you?
I had never really co-written a song, actually, until I met Jenna in college at Loyola. We took a class together with Jim McCormick, he's a big Nashville songwriter. He's written for Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan. And he actually paired Jenna and I up and told us to write a song together. And that was just the sole project for that class, was every single week come in with a new song. And a lot of them were co-writes. So that was my first real experience writing with someone else. And it had been something I was fearful of before, because songwriting was just something I'd kind of done by myself in my room with my feelings about my own life and nobody else's. So it was definitely like a skill I had to develop. But once I kind of let my guard down, I've found that I love co-writing now, just because I think as musicians we all have our own sound, and we can sometimes get stuck into like our own way of writing and our own way of doing things, and our own ideas about how a song should go and should be written. So, co-writing has been something that's really allowed me to kind of expand the way I write and just be open to ideas from other people. So
I think you're right. It takes a lot of courage to kind of give up your thread or whatever and offer it up to someone else to contribute to. But, that song in particular is an example of how good it can come out. It's
Thank you.
Really nicely done. Okay, Natalie, let's go back. You're going to do one of yours that you've written by yourself.
This is called Would We Be Hanging Out? This is my most recent single that I put out. And it's kind of about my relationship with St. Pete and my grandfather, who used to live in this area. Drove by your house the other day. It's got new cards, it's got new paint. I remember growing up, doing cartwheels on that dock. You only knew me at 15. I only knew you through a screen. But now I live in your hometown, and if we were hanging out now, what would it be like? I wish grandpas never died, and I wish fathers never cried, and I wish you could see me now. Are you proud of me? Everything I made here in this life, you see, I feel closer to you now than I'd ever dreamed, and you left me. But if you were here right now, would we be hanging out? Skipping church on Sunday morning, drinking coffee by the pool, Picking grapefruits in your garden, normal life and grocery shopping. Wouldn't it be cool? I wish grandpa's never died, and I sure wish I still had mine, and you were talking to me now. Are you proud of me? Everything I made here in this life, you see. I feel closer to you now than I'd ever dreamed, and you left me. But if you were here right now, would we be hanging out? I see my handprints painted on your sweatshirt, and it all comes flooding back, and I remember I watch the Rays play and think about the way you cheer loud and proud always for Tampa Bay. And I swear around here you're everywhere. Are you proud of me? Everything I made here in this life, you see. I feel closer to you now than I'd ever dreamed, and you left me. But if you were here right now, would we be hanging out? Drove by your house the other day. It's got new cars, it's got new paint.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and in the notes Natalie gave me, she said that she was going to keep that song to herself, which I'm sure we are all glad you didn't.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's and that came out of you did that at your songwriter circle. You tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'd been trying to write this song for like years, a couple years after I moved to St. Pete. My grandfather passed away in 2016, and I moved here, after that, and so I wasn't really able to experience living here with him as an adult. I only have memories with him here as a child. So when I finally somehow got the words came to me for this song, and I was able to write it down, I had planned on just kind of keeping this song to myself, because I thought it was like too heavy to share. And then I played it for my boyfriend Jake, and he was immediately like, you have to share that at the writer's round. And so I ended up, putting it into my set pretty much every single time I've played a show since. And I'm so grateful that he encouraged me to do that, because I've seen just the impact that it's made with other people who have lost grandparents or parents, and people have come up to me and just said, thank you, that song means so much that you shared that. So I feel bad sometimes because it brings tears to the room, and I have to play, an upbeat song after that, but that really has encouraged me to share it, just like the reaction that I've seen from other people.
One of the things, the show is about songwriting, and one of the great things about songwriting is when you can write a song that's personal, that does appeal to everyone, has that universal quality, and that certainly has it, because we all have that experience. So I'm not surprised. I was starting to get emotional while you were singing it, so it definitely has that effect. Natalie, we're going to hear one of yours that it's interesting, because probably when you wrote this song, it wasn't controversial.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, but certainly the name has been in the news lately, so it's going to be interesting to hear your take on it.
Maybe good for me. We'll see.
Yes.
This is called Gulf of Mexico. Any place worth leaving doesn't feel like mine. What's the point of staying somewhere when something don't feel right? Pictured this being easy, like the passing of time. That's the thing about dreaming, when it finally leaves your mind. I don't want to go back home, 'cause the place where I was born is getting old. I'll be better off leaving, or at least that's what I'm told. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Got a pocket full of cash and open road, and the sun is sinking low on the Gulf of Mexico. Always said when I was younger that I'd be the one to leave. Now I call my friends on the telephone and tell them things they won't believe. There's nobody where I'm going that I could ask for good advice. Now when I go to sleep at night, it's just me, myself, and I. I don't want to go back home, 'cause the place where I was born is getting old. I'll be better off leaving, or at least that's what I'm told. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Got a pocket full of cash and open road, and the sun is sinking low on the Gulf of Mexico. I've planted seeds. I've got no guarantees, nowhere to be. Like the salt and the sea. I don't want to go back home, 'cause the place where I was born is getting old. I'll be better off leaving, or at least that's what I'm told. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Got a pocket full of cash and open road, and the sun is sinking low on the Gulf of Mexico.
You're listening to Natalie Kulka. That's Kulka. Where can we hear more of your music, Natalie?
I am on Spotify and Apple Music. You can follow my Instagram at Natalie Kulka, Kulka, and you'll find all my calendar, all my live shows.
Okay.
And I'm also performing pretty regularly in downtown St. Pete.
Natalie, here's another one of your own compositions.
Yes, this one I wrote on my own. It's called Lying to Yourself, and this one's kind of about the end of a relationship, and neither partner is acknowledging it's really over. So this is me telling the other person that you're not just lying to me, you're lying to yourself. Thought that I found a good one every Friday night on the town. Still got a while inside, but finally ready to wind down. Made lots of promises, but turns out your vows are paper thin. Still sleeping next to you, but starting to see how this one ends. What do you say we call it even, and you go get to leaving? We'll close the book and put it on the shelf. 'Cause honey, I'm lying in your bed, but you're lying to yourself. Thought I would be the girl who leaves it all behind for the one. Turns out I found myself in all of the places that I run. You're scared of being honest, keep saying you don't want to fight. Your mind's on California, but you're still holding me tonight. So what do you say we call it even and you go get to leaving? We'll close the book and put it on the shelf. 'Cause honey, I'm lying in your bed, but you're lying to yourself. We had something good once, let's call it for what it was. I don't wanna hold you back, but we're getting pretty good at that. One day I'm gonna find him and it'll all turn out okay. He'll give me all the things that we're only getting in your way. So what do you say we call it even and you go get to leaving? We'll close the book and put it on the shelf. 'Cause honey, I'm lying in your bed, but you're lying to yourself. Honey, I'm lying in your bed, but you're lying to yourself. Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, Natalie, like who do you listen to? Who are your inspirations as songwriters?
I guess like of all time, I listen to a lot of Bob Dylan. I also listen to Josiah and the Bonnevilles. Of course, Taylor Swift. People can hate on me for that, but I listen to her. I listen to Lorde. Good variety. And, you know, I lived in New Orleans for 5 years too, so I enjoy some jazz here and there and a good variety of classic rock, jazz, and country folk, I'd say.
Sounds like it's all in there. Okay, and let's move right on, Natalie. Another co-write. This one is kind of interesting co-write for you, isn't it?
It is. I wrote this one with my boyfriend Jake, sitting across from me right now. And it's interesting because he's not a musician or doesn't consider himself a musician, but he just constantly is having song ideas, and I think a lot of times has way more creative of a mind than I do. So this song was mostly his idea, and it's kind of about just the good examples that we've seen of marriage in our lives, and his grandparents are a great example of that as well. So this is kind of written from third person, a limousine driver driving a newlywed couple to the airport for their honeymoon, and along the way he's giving them some marriage advice. So this is kind of some advice that we've heard from people we love and respect, and this is called Living with LouAnn. This morning they leave for their honeymoon, all-inclusive 7 days in Cancun. They sat down in the back of the limousine. The driver said, "You both look so happy. You two remind me of me and my wife, back when we were first getting started with life." He told them we'll be married 60 years in the fall, and here's how we made it last so long. It all started in the summer of 57. It wasn't more than a few months before I popped the question. 4 simple words that I'd written in the sand turned into all those years of a ring on her left hand It ain't all rainbows and butterflies. It's a hell of a lot of compromise. We know that we ain't perfect, but we try. We whine and bitch and cry and moan, and sometimes that's just how it goes. 'Cause what is life without her? I don't know. She's my girl and I'm her right-hand man. That's life, living with LouAnn. She puts up with me when I drink and act too tough. She's the reason I quit cigarettes, so don't mess with that stuff. We never go to bed without saying I love you. And we meant every single word when we said I do. It ain't all rainbows and butterflies. It's a hell of a lot of compromise. She sets me straight when I get out of hand. We whine and bitch and cry and moan. We make mistakes, but then we grow. A life without her, hope I never know. 'Cause she's my girl and I'm her right-hand man. That's life, living with LouAnn. Don't let life get in the way of your dinner dates. It's true what they say, that it's all about the little things. Leave the politics and your ego at the door. It's not a competition, so you don't have to keep score. It ain't all rainbows and butterflies, but when I look into her eyes, I find a happiness money can't buy. We whine and bitch and cry and moan, but wherever she is home. My life without her, I don't wanna know. 'Cause she's my girl and I'm her right-hand man. And she's better than anything I plan. That's life, living with LouAnn.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice vehicle to tell that kind of story. Good job, Jake.
He deserves the credit.
We're going to try and get one more in from Natalie. Another co-write. A couple of different writers on this one, but I love the concept behind the song, Another Reason to Drink. I think we've all had those times in our life where there's been another reason to drink. So let's hear your take on that one.
Sounds good. Yes, this is a good old-fashioned country bar breakup song.
Here we go.
It's actually a duet, so the first verse is from one person's perspective and the second from another. So. You said you were sorry about how things went down before. Said you've been thinking, wishing you never closed that door. Well, if I could take it back to when we met here in this bar, well, I'll tell you, baby, it would have never gone this far. I've heard those words a time or two. Your promise changed, but nothing's new. I almost fell, yeah, I was on the brink. But I don't need another reason to drink, another reason to cry, another reason to have more sleepless nights, another reason for mine to tell me it'll be alright. I don't need your excuse, I don't need you to lie, I don't need you to I don't need to prove to you I'm stronger than you think. I don't need another reason to drink. Said I was sorry about all the pain I put you through. Spend my time thinking of ways I could make it up to you. I wish I could take it back. I shouldn't have left you in that bar. I swear to you, baby, this time I won't leave you in the dark. I know I'm sorry is overdue. You can't deny you feel it too. I wish I hadn't pushed you to the brink. Don't wanna be another reason to drink, another reason to cry, another reason to have more sleepless nights, another reason for me to tell you it'll be alright. You don't need my excuse, you don't need me to lie, you don't need me to fake apologize. You don't need to prove to me you're stronger than I think. Don't wanna be another reason to dream. For the first time, I'd say you were right. You keep coming back for more. But girl, there's no shots left to pour. And I don't need another reason to drink, another reason to cry, another reason to have more sleepless nights, another reason for me to tell me it'll be alright. I don't need your excuse, I don't need you to lie, I don't need you to fake apologize. I don't need to prove to you I'm stronger than you think. I don't need another reason to drink. Another reason